What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here today. All my day one supporters, I appreciate the love and the shares. And if you are new to my channel, thank you for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel so that you can be updated on all the newest conversation that drops every Sunday. Plus, you help this channel grow with your support. With that being said, let's get this conversation started. Everyone, my name is Opie Ifafore, and welcome to Conversations with Opie, a show dedicated to inspiring you to dream big, use your gift, and walk in your purpose. My guest today is Alex Godette. I'm so happy to have you here on my show today.
Yeah, great. It's great to see you again. It's been a while, so it's good to catch up and have these conversations.
I couldn't agree more. I think it's been like 11 years since we saw each other in person, and we catch up on like social media. And definitely one of the things I'm fascinated about with you is two things that I actually found out because it's just social media is you not only finding your birth family, and second of all, you like the process in which you built your own home. I just found that really fascinating. For someone our age group, it's really amazing to see, and a great thing that you've done so far.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a process. Been a wild 2 years, but it's been great.
So I want to start with finding your birth family. There's always a conversation about nature versus nurture. You're born by two, obviously two parents or two people that give birth to you, and then we are either formed to be that way or we are nurtured to be a certain way. So tell me about the process of how you even found your birth family.
Yeah, so I guess to start it all off, I mean, I've known my whole life I was adopted from, I guess, like kindergarten. My mom told me. And I've told everybody this, but they were like, "Oh man, how did you take it as a kid?" There's no way to take it as a kid. It's just, you're just like, whatever, because you don't know anything but your mother and father, because I was adopted fresh out, like I was a baby. So these have been the only two people I've ever known. So cool, good information, Mom. We're just moving on with the rest of the, rest of life. So, my mom's always asked me growing up, am I interested in finding my birth family? And yes, absolutely, I'm interested. But I just felt like it would be weird, kind of. So, and I always wanted to find people that like look like me, or found it kind of just like, hey, man, have I ran into my sister before and never known it, or my brother or something? So anyway, fast forward, I always get like, not always, but a couple of times I've gotten like medical updates from the adoption agency, and they'll update medical history for you. They let you know what's in your family, what you need to watch out for as far as medically. And I thought it was a letter being that, like I've gotten before. And to my surprise, it was a letter from the adoption agency saying your younger sister is looking for you. Would you like to continue this process and talk to her and eventually meet her? And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Actually, I said it'd be cool in my head, but I'm like, oh, this is kind of weird. So like, it took me like a day to get back around to responding to her. And yeah, ended up exchanging a couple of letters, because I guess it's their process to where they don't just give you people's information. You have to have a couple conversations first. We exchanged a couple of letters, and then from there on, we meet, get her on. She's my friend on Facebook, and we she tells me about the rest of our family and things of that nature. And yeah,
did you find any other siblings? Like, is it just your sister that you found, or were there other siblings?
Yeah, so it's I'm the middle child, so it's I got two older siblings who actually stayed with my birth mother. So the three of them stayed together.
Oh wow.
And then my younger sister, and then another younger brother. So
yeah. Your younger sister, you and another younger brother were all adopted?
Yeah, so still learning about that. I don't really know, but I think the youngest brother might have lived with them too. So I think it's just me and my younger sister were adopted. So I'm thinking. So
did you ever feel any type of resentment then? Because you just mentioned you had two older siblings who lived with your birth family. So what could have changed? Did you ever feel any resentment towards that?
I didn't feel any resentment at all because I just feel like I look at like the age of being a mother and knowing how I was at young ages, and I couldn't raise a bunch of kids, so I get it, and I understand. I don't have any like I honestly, it's the greatest gift of all because she gave me a great present of having the life that I have now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, having my two parents that raised me is great. So I no resentment at all. I understand more than anything. So I get it.
I feel like as you get older, you start to realize that a lot of people are human beings and they make mistakes or they make decisions based on like their circumstances.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But as a kid, you think this is just the way the world is, but then you learn a lot
Oh
differently.
yeah, yeah. Aging, like growing up and seeing things, open your eyes to so much more. So yeah, I get it. I understand.
What are the greatest lessons that your parents have taught you, growing up with them?
There's so many lessons, so I can't pinpoint one. But I really just say ultimately just being a good person. Um, just being a good person because I feel like your reputation is really all you have, honestly. So how you treat people says a lot.
Yeah.
And you know me growing up, I've always been like a jokester. I take jokes too far sometimes, or used to. Maybe still do a little bit, but yeah, I mean, ultimately how you treat people is everything. So yeah, think that's the
That's
best
true.
lesson.
I think, like you said, people remember how you treat them. Like, they may not, oh, you gave me this or that, but if you treat someone bad, they will remember it just as much as
Oh
they
yeah,
would, they would remember when you treat them well too. But they always remember the
right.
bad ones though, even
Yeah,
worse.
yeah, that's true. You can't really come back from bad interactions too. It's just like even as much good as you do afterwards, people
It's,
still kind of hang
you
on
know,
to that
that's
negative.
true. That says a lot about I think we talk about forgiveness and like, oh, forgive and forget, but a lot of people don't practice that act of like forgiveness or
Hmm.
the fact that people can grow out of a certain stage, or if they made a mistake, then people are like, well, if you made that mistake once, then that's what you're labeled as. But that's another conversation that will lead
Yeah,
down
yeah, for
another
sure.
path. So growing up, you also played sports too, basketball
Mhm.
player. Um, how did being involved in sports shape you to be the person that you are today?
So sports, you get so many lessons from sports. You get how to respond to adversity. Many times in sports, you can be losing, and then many times people just fold and let whatever whatever is happening, continue to happen, and
Right.
you end up losing the game. Or some people bounce back from it and fight back, or at least be competitive, even if they don't win. So I feel like that's a reflection on life. I mean, life is going to excuse my language, beat your ass sometimes. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
um, how do you respond to it? How do you bounce back from the hard times and things like that? So I think that's the biggest lesson sports have taught, but also like camaraderie, working together with a team, knowing your role within a team, and then working together for a common goal. That's great. So I mean, that's everything you're pretty much doing in life, whether it be work, whether it be a family, whether it be anything. So that's the lessons I've learned from sports for sure.
How has learning about adversity help you in building your own home that you now have?
Yeah, so luckily I didn't have any adversity building it. I don't think. Nah. I mean, not really. The only thing I've found out is like just how much you kind of miss living in an apartment because they have their own maintenance and stuff. And luckily my stuff is still under warranty now. So like this first year is great because things that I've seen that have happened while they were building, they can still come in and fix it. But after this year is over with, then it's all me fixing everything. So I feel like that's the adversity that's going to come down the line. But as of right now, everything's good. It's brand new, still smells brand new and everything like that. But I don't know. After probably this coming August, we'll be talking differently. So might need to have another interview after
And
that. So we'll see. I don't
where are
know.
they now?
Yeah, right.
What was the like? What made you or inspired you to have your own home? Like I said before, I mean, you're doing something that not a lot of people can say that they are doing right now,
Yeah,
especially in this market, in this world that we live in. There's a lot
yeah,
of
for sure.
challenges that are hitting people from different fronts. But how were you able to do that?
Well, I had a lot of like a supporting cast around me. So like my parents let me come back home and live for a little bit. So I was able to save money. Going to prep school with you for a year, I was able to get the VA loan. So I was able to use that. And then with COVID happening, which is kind of it sucks, but the interest rates were lower than ever. So everything just kind of aligned to where I could get a house at this point. Plus, like rent is too high, especially Charlotte, man. You pay like so much money for a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It's like, man, I'm not paying like what $1,800 for a 1 bedroom, 1 bath when I can get a three
Wow,
bedroom, 2 bath for $6,000 less a month. Like, I'm definitely
that's
buying.
crazy.
Yeah. So that was
You
my
start to weigh out the pros and cons, and you're like, what am I doing? Why am I
yeah,
doing this?
exactly. For sure. So yeah, that's the thing. And then yeah, you're actually I really was like reading a lot and I'm like, damn, like we're renting from people and they're making money off me instead of me building my own equity and making my own money. So I feel like owning your own is big. So that's really what I wanted to do instead of make somebody else get rich off me. I wanted to get rich on my own. You know what I mean? So not
Right.
rich, but make money.
I mean, that's a great mindset to have. It's it's easier said than done, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
And we see that a lot, especially in today's world where everything is so you just get so much information hit on you, especially on social media. Like there's just
Oh
so
yeah.
many content that's always showing this idea of wealth versus what's actually happening. A lot of
Right.
people live a certain life of what's it called? Catch flights, not feelings. I think that's the word.
Yeah, 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 you got
Like everyone's
it.
always up to something, and then
Right.
it's like, okay, but
Yeah.
what is it that you actually own of yourself? Like owning your own property, that's a different level than just always doing that. How do you maintain your sanity in this world that wants to feed you what they think success is, and how do you define success?
Um, I don't know. I don't really put a whole bunch as far as my personal life on Instagram. I feel like it's all fake to me. Like I just show what I want you to see, honestly. If I'm wearing a good outfit, I want to show that off. But like as far as like super, super personal stuff, like I feel like everybody just tries to do it for everybody else. And I just really want to make sure I'm doing something that is genuine and not just for the other people looking at it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
what I define success as is really just doing something you want to do, but also like giving it your all, putting everything you have into it, really um, giving it your full effort. And even if you don't get whatever outcome you want, you tried your best. So I feel like that's a success. Like a lot of people just if stuff gets a little hard, they just bow out. And if you stick to it, you're resilient, and try to drive an outcome as best you can, then that's a success no matter what. So yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely right in that. A lot of people are find it hard to even try things because of this fear of failure, of feeling like they're already thinking about the worst possibility of things without
Right.
even
Yeah.
trying, and trying to see what the results may be. Um, what is one thing that you would advise people to take them out of the fear of failure?
Uh, I really can't advise anybody on that. I mean, there's always like a nervousness or an apprehensiveness, but like anything you've ever done in life, like has been outside of your comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like even with like certain body parts, you break them and they come back stronger. It's just kind of like that. So like sometimes you just got to step out of your comfort zone and do something you may be nervous or scared about, and failure happens. But so what? Like people don't really necessarily die from failing. I guess maybe sometimes, but like
Not all
not
the
if it's
time. Not
not
all the
not
time.
too
Most of the time,
crazy.
you don't.
Yeah. So, so yeah, I mean, I feel like you should always give something a try, even if it's kind of uncomfortable. But like, so much good can come from that.
Yeah, I think there definitely is a time when people do fail, and the most important thing is for people to actually get back out there. They
Oh
kind
yeah.
of get stuck in the rut, or they have this overthinking where they're always thinking about that failure instead of moving on from it and like, okay, what's the next step? What did I actually learn from it so that I can
Right.
do better the next time? Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really great catching up with you on everything that you're doing. I'm so glad to see your growth. Even though we don't see each other in person,
Yeah. But
definitely
we still
inspired.
keep up with each other. We
Yeah,
monitor.
exactly.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. One question before I let you go, which
Mhm.
is part of the, the sequence of my show, is
Yeah.
what do you believe your purpose is?
Okay. So so I'm this is gonna kind of be a drawn out answer. So like I don't think I necessarily have a purpose. You know what I mean? So everybody's like, "Oh, you're on this earth for a reason, and you're supposed to be doing this." And while it may be true for some people, other people it may not be. Like I feel like you're given a certain amount of time on this earth, and you need to make the most of it while you're here. And so a lot of things that I do subconsciously, maybe because of that, I think about that because so many people we've seen growing up have are not here and they're gone early. So when people see me on Twitter and I'm tweeting a lot and I'm interacting with people a lot, sure, it's funny or having fun or arguing or and stuff like that, but it's also like, hey, I want to leave my footprint somewhere to where I'm felt in a certain way. You know what I mean? The time I'm here, I want to interact with you. I want to have these moments because it may not be forever. Even like funny posts I may put on Facebook or something like that. Funny moments may funny posts I may put on Facebook and stuff like that. It's cool, it's funny, but it's just I don't know. I just like interacting with people, and I mean, you've seen me before. Even now at like random bars and stuff, when we go out, we have a couple of drinks. I'm talking to random people. I'm just having
Right.
conversations with anybody just because I just want to use my time just to connect with people and kind of either get something from them or me give something to them. So whether it be like a service I'm giving or just a laugh or just a good conversation or somebody to listen to. So the time on earth, I don't think I have a purpose, but the time on earth we have is precious. So you need to take advantage of the time while you're here. And yeah.
Yeah, it seems like even though you didn't define what your purpose is, or you say you have no purpose, but it
Yeah.
sounds like it's about making connections with people and bringing people together.
Yeah, for sure, for
So,
sure. Yeah, that's. I guess you can say that. Yeah, definitely, for sure.
because you definitely have a easygoing personality that, like you said, you can be in a room full of strangers and be able to connect with each and every one of them. So,
Oh yeah, you
uh,
should see my phone now. So like like TikTok when you scroll through
right,
and you're like so and so from your contacts is on TikTok and they have a video and I'm like, dang, who is this again? Like
right,
I'm like, dang, this is somebody from that I met at a bar one time. We had a great conversation
right.
and they're just in my phone, just like anybody. I'm just like, hey, whatever, let's talk, let's interact, let's have a good
Yeah.
time. And
Yeah,
that's
life
one
is too
thing
short. You're
for
right
sure.
about that. I mean, like I said, we haven't seen each other in 11 years, but it looks like it was just yesterday. Like,
Yeah,
how did time
it was just
fly
yesterday in
by?
my mind, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm like, has it really been that long?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
you
yeah,
realize, wait, you were 16 one day and now you're 30. Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, for sure. Definitely. But yeah, I'm so proud of you too. Like I always wanted to do one of these shows and stuff like that, but just my schedule is kind of hectic and all over the place. But you've really grabbed it by the reins and really are doing something great. So
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
proud of you and I hope you
I'm
continue.
hoping to connect with people too, like, one
Yeah, definitely.
conversation at a time.
For sure, for sure. So definitely, yeah, keep it up. Keep it up. It's good. I love the whole setup too. It's great.
Thank you. It's a new setup, It's like I need a little bit of color and add some,
Yeah,
I
for
got to
sure, for
improve
sure.
every day, like you said, you have to keep trying. And
Yeah,
then if something doesn't work, you figure out what doesn't work and do something else and make it better.
exactly. That's what it is, for sure. You got it.
Thank you so much for this conversation. It was so great to catch up with you and to learn
Oh
about
yeah.
what's new in your life, what you're doing. And,
Mhm.
I wish you so much success. And I can't wait to interview you again. And you're telling me that you got another house, you got married, and all that, all that good stuff.
Soon. We're working on it. But yeah, no, I definitely got to talk to you again.
Yeah.
And keep me updated on everything going on because I'm rooting for you. I'm a fan.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on today's conversation. I hope to see you guys next time.